Imagine 7 grueling years, over 19,000 miles, every single step taken on foot, from the icy tip of South America to the frozen north of Alaska. No cars, no planes, no easy breaks. This is the unheard story of George Meggan, a man driven by an insatiable hunger for adventure, who embarked on an odyssey so profound. It tested the very limits of human spirit and secured his place in history, if not in widespread fame. Born in the UK in 1952, George Meggan's early life was marked by loss and a deep-seated sense of indebtedness to his adoptive family. This created a drive to pay back something profound. From a young age, he devoured adventure and survival stories. Dreaming of escaping the factory fodder, life he felt destined for. By 18, he'd already traveled the world with the British Merchant Navy. But typical adventure wasn't enough. He longed for something truly unprecedented. It was at sea, gazing at a world map on his naval vessel's bulkhead, that inspiration struck. An idea so audacious, no one had ever accomplished it. He would walk across the entire Americas, on foot. He immediately set about having custom carts built, planning to push them himself. One of them would accompany him to Tierra del Fuego, Argentina, the southernmost tip of South America. This was where the longest walk would begin. The very beginning was a chaotic omen. In January 1977, George started with his girlfriend, Yoshiko Matsumoto. Just 300 yards in, Yoshiko broke down crying. A translation error had led her to believe they'd be traveling by bus. As George consoled her by a damp bush, a robber approached with a gun. Miraculously, they escaped unharmed. A pattern of miraculous escapes that would follow George throughout his journey.
Don't worry, Yash, he told her, only another 30,000 kilometers to go.
Soon, Yoshiko realized she couldn't maintain his intense 25-mile-a-day pace. So, an unusual partnership formed. She'd hitchhike ahead, set up camp, and await his arrival, flashing a tiny flashlight in the darkness.
Looking for that 10 at night kept me going, George recalled.
Their love story deepened, leading to marriage in a police station in Mendoza. Yoshiko returned to Japan to give birth to their daughter, Ayumi, a beautiful name that means walk in Japanese. It would be another year and a half before George saw his family again, when they finally reunited in Panama. As his journey continued, the sheer physical and mental toll began to mount. Funds dwindled, supplies ran low, and sheer exhaustion became a constant companion. George frequently struggled for even basic necessities, like his daily fix of an onion. One of the most terrifying incidents occurred in the notoriously dangerous Darien Gap, a dense, roadless jungle between Panama and Colombia. Here, George was shot at, slashed with a knife, and incredibly, even attacked by his own guide. He spent a night dripping wet in a tiny hut, sniffing a bar of soap. Desperate for a connection to the real world he knew must exist somewhere outside. He wrote of this period, "Some have envied my freedom, but few could see the prison I had made for myself." The weight of his chosen path was immense. A self-imposed sentence of relentless solitude and hardship. Reaching Texas was a turning point. His brother greeted him with a pack of condoms. A stark reminder that life and family were continuing back home. After their reunion in Panama, Yoshiko had become pregnant with their second child, Jeffrey Susumu, whose Japanese name means keep going, a fitting mantra for his father. The impending responsibilities spurred George to secure his family's future. He began giving interviews to national publications and, crucially, signed a book contract. He even had a memorable meeting with former President Jimmy Carter at his home in Georgia in 1981, a testament to the growing recognition of his incredible feat. By 1982, George was pushing into Canada, battling fierce weather towards the Alaskan highway. In 1983, his steadfast wife Yoshiko bravely rejoined him for the very last, freezing miles. Finally, in September 1983, after 7 years on the road, George Meggan planted his final flag into the frozen earth of Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. He had done it. 19,019 miles completed. 12.5 pairs of boots worn out. Yet, in that moment of ultimate triumph, he felt no glow of victory, only sad loss, as if a monumental chapter of his life had abruptly ended. The struggles didn't end with the walk. His book deal collapsed, and British media seemed less interested than their American counterparts. But the deepest blow was seeing the spirit of British exploration dwindle in his hometown. Yet, George remained hopeful. He emphasized that his walk, achieved without funds and without sponsorship, was a celebration of freedom made possible by 10,000 acts of kindness. He eventually moved to Japan, becoming a teacher, passionately advocating for indigenous language and cultural protection in Alaska. His message was clear.
This journey is not just for Britain, it's for the people of all these nations. I hope my trip reminds them that freedom exists.
George Meggan's Odyssey is more than a world record. It's a profound exploration of human limits and the extraordinary resilience of one man's spirit. What do you think of his longest walk? Let us know in the comments below. If you were inspired by this unheard story of incredible perseverance, make sure to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to Unheard Ever Stories for more tales that will leave you in awe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new story. Thanks for watching.